Reverend Ron. I am Reverend Ron. Welcome to my ministries. Will you come along, help me make the change we need for prosperity? No noise from the left, no noise from the right. Propaganda meant to distract and lie. Criminals we elect enslave your life through work to grave. Become part of the change for future need. Hypocrites, false prophets, and greeds are not the way in, 'cause we'll all get proven wrong. But we'll all carry on and light up the dawn. Will you come along? Do the God you fear know the stuff you hear from those who claim to speak for them? You know it's not true, so what do you do? Jesus said, give to the poor, love thy neighbor, trust in the Lord. What are you prepared to do? What sacrifice can you give for the future of mankind? This is Reverend Ron's ministry. I am Reverend Ron. I am Reverend Ron. I am Reverend Ron. I am Reverend Ron. I am Reverend
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Reverend Ron Ministries podcast. I hope you're having a good evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you're hearing this. I hope everything finds you well. Well, we did our first live podcast. Went a little weird, crazy. We didn't do well. Then we did it again. So we didn't learn from the first time. But we're still pushing along. We're practicing, trying to figure out how to work the buttons. You can come in, you can chat. I mean, it's pretty weird stuff. It's above my pay grade, so hey, I'm trying to find some folks to help me along in this little adventure I'm doing. Anyway, we're going to be live broadcasting. Keep your notifications on. I guess you'll get something like Facebook or something, however all this stuff works. And then I'd like to talk a little bit about some adventure I had this afternoon with a friend of mine. A small little miscommunication, not a big one, but we worked it out. And then, I don't know, a little preaching, I guess. And then I'd like to talk about what's going on tomorrow. Some solidarity stuff. There's a big movement of strike, and tomorrow, fast food workers at Burger King and I think Wendy's and McDonald's are doing a February strike tomorrow, and I will not be crossing a picket line. And I didn't even know that was going on, so I'm doing my part to share it. And I'm probably just going to do it, well, for a long time. I mean, you know, one day's one thing, but lots of days are another. Anyway, let's get back to the broadcasting. All right, so sorry for the 3 people or 4 people that actually listened to me originally broadcast for, I think it was 10 or 15 minutes. And they were cool, I guess. I was trying to figure out what all the software was trying to tell me. But I did know they came in. I don't think they stayed long. So that was neat. And then I went public, where like radio station kind of thing going on, where you just broadcast. I was trying to do it 12 a.m. to 3 a.m., which is still my goal, by the way. If I can train myself to stay up that late. That's Pacific time. I used to love to travel at night. I still do. If I'm taking long trips, I prefer to travel at night. Always. And I always like talk shows at night. They're so interesting. You get the most interesting people, you know. Pretty cool stuff. But anyway, a friend of mine, she's been a guest on the show before. We went downtown Portland. There was this thing on Twitter, I guess, beknownst to me. I thought it was something different, you know. That's where I think sometimes communication gaps or generation gaps come into play. But you got to be able to listen to each other out. That worked out pretty good for us. Anyway, so we go down there, and I'm thinking a place where everybody's staying to get out of the cold, right? Shelters, soup kitchens, stuff like that. And we were collecting some resources to take down there to support that kind of thing. And that's what I was thinking. But she was getting notified via Twitter that a certain amount of people at a certain place were needing help. And I guess my point is, I was looking for a building and she was looking for people. And it was just kind of, we looked at the world two different ways based on how we do things. So we worked it out. It was cool. I enjoyed it. It didn't dawn on me though how we miscommunicated though for a while. But it was nice. I got to meet this nice old gentleman. He's been homeless for 17. I would put him around in his 50s. He used to be a roadie, you know, kind of neat. He was a cool dude. Came up, talked for a bit. Fell for this one lady. She was in the cold, and there's snow on the ground, folks. I'm telling you, snow, a little bit of wind. I mean, it's cold, and she has sweats and a shirt and shoes. So we stopped, gave her some stuff to get warm with, and when we drove back, she was gone. So hopefully she found a nice, safe place. A lot of folks out there that a house I don't know how we're going to fix that. And there's going to be more of us soon, real soon. You know, people say, why do you talk a lot of politics, Ron? Reverend Ron, why do you talk religion like they're the same? Well, because they're the same. They're all about controlling you, my friend. Government does it one way, religion does it the other. There are organizations out there that are trying to help these folks, but the demand is becoming overwhelming. It has to be a government effort. And for those of you who just sit back, claim to be Christian, and then come up with all these talking points about why you don't help, I guess I want to have a nice warm spot for you in my heart. Because there's no room to hate, man. There's no room to hate. There's too much suffering going on. You know, I don't know. It's really weird because I like to read the Bible because I think the concept is great. Take the concept of most religions, it's great. Be nice to one another, love each other. And then somehow we manipulate it into our evil human being, greed, profiteering ways. Bible says, watch out for those folks on the corner praying for each other and making a fool out of themselves because they're not here for me. They're hypocrites and liars, right? False prophets. But how come you guys don't know that? How come you act like, I gotta give Joey all my money? Because he makes me feel good on Sunday. He makes me feel good on Sunday. So I go around treating everyone like crap the whole rest of the week. Seriously, I do, right? I have evil, contempt. My boss hates me. I'm under pressure. I gotta perform when I get home. I gotta be a dad. And why are you doing all this? Why are you doing all this stuff, folks? Where you can pay the rent? Well, get a cheaper house. Where you can drive around in a BMW? Well, buy a Ford, I guess. You're working so hard, you're keeping up with the Joneses, you can't even keep up with the Joneses because they're working too, man. You know, this is preachy. I didn't mean to get preachy. My point is, there's people suffering that need help, and something as little as giving them an old blanket, you know, granola bars, giving something of yourself, and then only then you'll feel somewhat cool, somewhat righteous. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Somewhat righteous. That guy that's standing on the corner with a sign every day, and you know it's cold. It's not a con job, man. It's the only way he can get a couple bucks. If it's so damn easy, you go do it for a week. If it's so damn easy, you go do it for a week. And you know, things are getting pretty bad. You just may be doing it for a week or so. I don't wish that on anyone. It's easy to sit back and to look at other folks because there's something in the bottom of our heart that we understand. That could be us, and it scares us. It scares us. So what we do is we make up these things in our head, right? That makes up they're different because they're in that position. And you know what? They're not different, man. They're not different. Shit happens. But on another note, tomorrow, Tuesday, workers at McDonald's Burger King, and Wendy's restaurant chains are 15 cities. Workers in 15 cities will hold a Black History Month strike on Tuesday to demand McDonald's, Burger King, and Wednesday's restaurant chains pay them $15 an hour. And that's according to Support the Guardian. And this was published February 12th. So Joe Biden has promised to increase the minimum wage $15, just like he promised to give you $2,000 if you voted for Democrats in the Georgia election, and now they're squabbling over 14 or 16 or whatever, but it's not 2,000. So you can't believe anything these people say. So tomorrow I will not be crossing any picket lines for McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's. It's time that we stand together, folks. If we don't protect each other, and if we don't love each other, and we don't start uniting each other and standing up for each other causes, then we're going to be destroyed, and we're on our way already. This is the Empire versus the Rebels in Star Wars. Except we just don't have any spaceships. Donald Trump made a pretty good Darth Vader too, man. Come on. We don't have to agree on everything, folks. We just have to do things, move on the things we do agree on. So tomorrow, I'm asking you, man. I'm begging you, brothers. I'm begging you. Don't cross the picket line at McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King. There's people out there trying to make themselves or themselves lives better for their children and for other fast food workers and just for workers in general. You know, when people strike in Europe, everyone strikes in Europe. But right now, I'm going to take my little sign that I keep in the back of my truck, and I'm going to go find me a McDonald's, a burger, and a Wendy's, and I'm going to strike all day tomorrow, and I'm going to bring my friend with me. And we're going to support our fellow Americans the way we're supposed to support them. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my show. Hey, thank you for listening. I'm keeping it under 20 minutes. Look at the credits for people, all the music that you heard in the background. There's links to the artist and to the songs and the licensing agreements that we have. Thank you for listening, and this is Reverend Ron. Good night.
Criminals we elect, enslave your life through work to grave. Become part of the change for future need. Hypocrites, false prophets, and greeds are not the way in, 'cause we'll all get proven wrong. But we'll all carry on and light up the dawn. Will you come along? Do the God you fear know the stuff you hear from those who claim to speak for them? You know it's not true, so what do you do? Jesus said, give to the poor, love thy neighbor, trust in the Lord. What are you prepared to do? What sacrifice can you give for the future of mankind? This is Reverend Ron Ministries.